there came in as 5-star recruits. Like I said, I think that you're giving early guys some early time, a little bit more than you may have in the past.
Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in another exclusive broadcast of Giles County High School Bobcat football here on Pulaski Citizen Live. And also on this special Thursday night, we are broadcast on Main Street Media Radio, presented by our friends at the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, to remind you that fans don't let fans drive drunk. We are excited to be a part of Main Street Preps action tonight. And we're excited to be here at Sam Davis Park as a special Thursday night broadcast here. The Giles County Bobcats 1-2 versus the Lawrence County Wildcats 1-2. Wade Neely saying hello alongside my main man, Chris Bledsoe. Chris, welcome in. It is going to be an interesting night for football, to say the least, as Mother Nature is wreaking havoc across the mid-state.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun night of high school football, Wade. Typically, we join and we start this broadcast, and I get a chance to talk about how beautiful the skies look and how it's a perfect night for high school football. Well, folks, that's a punchline I won't get a chance to use here tonight. This isn't your ideal type of weather for a high school football game. If you're Giles County, a team you really like to throw it around the horn with their new sophomore quarterback. But if you are a team like Lawrence County that's notorious for that triple option, almost like a ground and pound type football game, you know, this kind of weather and this kind of temperature, the rain, if it becomes a factor, could, you know, play well in your favor. So it's going to be a very, like you said, interesting night of high school football, but it's always an honor and privilege to be here. And I'm super excited, as you can tell, ready to keep the cowbell where it belongs here in Giles County.
Giles County and Lawrence County back in action. Cowbell game after a brief hiatus was resumed last year over in Lawrence County, and Giles County did emerge with that victory by a score of 42-7. But this is the first time these teams have met here at Sam Davis Park over in Pulaski since 2017. So it's been a long time coming. It's not a traditional cowbell game in the sense it's on a Thursday night, first of all. And then also, again, rain is in the area. And as fate would have it, it hasn't really rained a lot all day based on the initial forecast. But here about 15 minutes ago, it really has started coming down. So Chris and I will be with you guys throughout the broadcast tonight. Behind the scenes, making some magic happen, is our good friend and Pulaski Citizen publisher, Mr. Scott Stewart. Also, Mark Mize is in the crowd and on hand tonight to help us cover this ball game. It's going to be fun as part of Pulaski Citizen Live's coverage of Bobcat football, and also simulcast this evening on Main Street Media Radio, presented by our friends at the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. We will be back right after this here from the Brickyard.
Lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game. You can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
Haney Realty and Property Management considers it a privilege to help you find the right deal. Hi, this is Daniel Haney. Are you listing, selling, buying, renting, or looking for property management? Let Haney Realty and Property Management create the plan that fits your needs. Our agents bring diverse experience and knowledge of Giles County, Middle Tennessee, and North Alabama. We offer a friendly, professional, and creative approach to your specific needs. Haney Realty and Property Management is your best friend in real estate. Call 347-9150 and find our listings at HaneyRealtyPM.com.
Have you lost or are you losing your internet provider? Don't get hooked into a long-term contract. You have a choice. Don't sign it away. Internet provider contracts take away your choice. What you get with PES Energized Fiber Internet is reliable, high-speed broadband internet. Want to know if PES Energized Fiber Internet service covers your area? Go to PESEnergized.com. You can also find out when service will be available in your area. PES Energized Fiber Internet Service. It's your choice.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
As we welcome you back in, we are here at Sam Davis Park, Jack Deere Field. We are inside the George Martin Press Box as Pulaski Citizen Live and Main Street Media Radio coverage of Bobcat football rolls right along. We are presented by our traditional list of Pulaski Citizen Live sponsors, but once again, thanks to the folks at Main Street Media Radio, our honor and privilege to simulcast with them tonight. And they are presented each and every single Thursday. Yours truly. I'll be broadcasting next Thursday as well. BGA is taking on CPA. And then in 2 weeks' time, this same Lawrence County team will be featuring on Main Street Prep's Thursday night coverage as they take on Spring Hill. So we'll get a chance to pull a couple double duties, as it were, Chris, versus Lawrence County here. And our pregame show brought to you by STRHS of Pulaski, at Southern Tennessee Regional Health System of Pulaski. Chris, Giles County comes in on the heels of a 38-7 win last Friday at Fayetteville. It would be nice. Mark Mize had a great quote earlier. He said, nothing in football is really linear. You just assume that, you're just going to keep riding that momentum that you had last week, but nothing is a given. What are your expectations for the Bobcats after a big win on the road last week?
Well, hopefully you're able to come out here tonight, Wade, and just kind of build on what you were able to do last week and, really dominate at every point of this ball game. Special teams, offensively, defensively, you want to take advantage of some of the things you were able to do successfully last week. I said it last week, and I said it the week before, and I'll say it every week between now and the end of the season. It's going to start and end with our starting quarterback, Xavier Randolph, and what he's able to do. Last week, he did a terrific job of hitting guys on the money, putting the ball in the places where it needed to be, helped us move the chains. Again, as I talked about weeks before, it causes team to have to take some of those guys out of the box, and now all of a sudden you have a Caleb Oates who went for 3 touchdowns last week, 4 touchdowns last Friday night. So it allows him now to have some one-on-one matchups in those holes where he's able to get behind some of those big hog mollies who, again, are kind of finding their feet and getting a better understanding of what it means to be an offensive lineman here at Giles County. They're doing a better job, and I think when our offensive line can get a hat on a hat, it creates opportunities for Caleb Oates to go do what he's able to do. So again, if Xavier Randolph was able to come out here tonight and have another big performance, I think Giles County rolls on and continues their momentum and moving forward, as we've seen it, in year past. However, Lawrence County also had a big win a couple weeks ago, a game that they were trailing in and had a kind of a comeback, heroic victory. So they're again coming in on the high, and this is a rivalry game with people that may not know that's tuning in with Main Street. Again, this is a big game for both of these schools, 2 teams again that love to hate each other, if you will, Wade. So you can kind of throw your records out of the window. It doesn't really matter tonight. Both teams are going to show up and play really hard. It's going to be about the team that executes the most.
Giles County and Lawrence County getting ready to get it on in the 2024 installment of the Cowbell game, and the coin toss is underway, and Giles County in their all-black uniforms has won the toss, and they will defer. And so Lawrence County in the white uniforms will receive. Chris, I mentioned STRHS of Pulaski is our proud pregame sponsor here of Bobcat football on Pulaski Citizen Live. We broadcast every single Giles County, every single Richland game on Pulaski Citizen Live. For those that are tuning in on MSM radio, we would encourage you in the future to tune in to a game, maybe on a Friday night. Thursdays are kind of spoken for on Main Street Media Radio, but we'd love to have you on a Friday. Richland will be featured on our airwaves tomorrow as they host Fairview in what should be a pretty good matchup between those two squads. When the game gets going, first downs tonight will be brought to you by our friends at Winterburn and Associates Insurance. Touchdowns are courtesy of Tennessee Crossroads Realty. Halftime show courtesy of our friends of the Bank of Frank Ewing. Our offensive player of the game tonight will be via Haney Realty and Property Management. Defensive player of the game, Pulaski Natural Gas. Play of the game, courtesy of First Realty Group, and our post-game show brought to you by M&M Staffing. Chris, going back to something real quick, as the Bobcats take the field, Tate Bedford, who played his middle school football inside Lawrence County, leading the Bobcats, the sophomore linebacker, out onto the field. But going back real quickly to Caleb Oates, you mentioned how impactful he has been for Giles County. He has been a phenom as of late. We talked about it during our broadcast. 4 touchdowns last week in the win versus Fayetteville. On the season, 62 carries, just over 355 yards on the ground, 6 touchdowns. He has gotten better every single week.
Yeah, each week he continues to improve, but also as much as he continues to improve each week, this offensive line continues to improve each week, and that's what we're seeing. It's a collective effort for both of those. And, again, I'm looking for Caleb Oates to kind of build on that right there and just continue to be better this week than what he was last week. But even, again, though, it takes your offensive line, it takes Caleb Oates, but it also takes Xavier Randolph being able to spread the ball around and some of these wide receivers, hit guys in open field. If all those things happen well, this offense is going to do a good job tonight rolling and really building on what they were able to do last week. And I don't know if you paid any attention, but you touched on the fact that, again, this is a intense ball game, if you will,
yes,
for Mr. Tate Bedford for a lot of reasons, if you will. And I did notice that 21 was one of our captains tonight that led out there. If you don't think that was David O'Connor using some of his David O'Connor magic, then you're fooling yourself, partner.
I want to say Cade Luffman, who's one of the freshman linemen for Giles County. I think he also is a Lawrence County product. This is a rivalry. Yeah, we see players from Pulaski that end up at Lawrence County High School. We see players from Lawrenceburg that end up at Giles County.
Yeah, and it's going to be one of those. It's going to be fun, and that fun's about to begin now as Toes getting ready to beat Leather. I think Giles County won the toss. They elected to defer to the second half, and, folks, we are underway.
Christian Sentz, the senior kicker for Giles County, will get us off and running, and, indeed, we are underway as Carter Pettigrew will field this kickoff around the 5, and Pettigrew spinning and getting upfield. Finally brought down, though, at around the 25. The GCHS defense will take over. Had a really good week last week. Again, 38-7. And that 7 for Fayetteville didn't come till the fourth quarter, late.
Yeah, that was late on some of our, more so baby Bobcats than the ones that we normally start here. So the JV team, again, they were able to score 7. So this Bobcat defense has really been rolling, going back to almost the second quarter of the Hardin County ball game. So looking for them to keep going here tonight.
GCHS opens up defensively, 4 men on the defensive line. In Lawrence County, we talked about their running attack. They're going to look to throw on the first down. And that play is strung out and brought down. Rolling to his right was your that's a wildcat look there from Logan Clayton. But he was met by a couple of Bobcats. Bedford, Jack Reese, and Pearson Collier all in on the tackle.
Yeah,
1 yard gain.
1 yard gain that time. Pearson Collier did a great job of coming down. He knew he had the cavalry coming behind him, so he was going for the strip. Immediately, he was trying to knock the ball out of there. The quarterback did a good job of holding on to it. 2nd and 9 here for Lawrence County.
They snap quickly out of the shotgun. Here's a give right up the middle, right into the teeth. Stopped up the middle. Giles County with a couple of young men there, including number 94, Braylon Davis. Comes walking up out of the pile saying, not on my watch. Minimal gain. It'll be 3rd and 8.
Big Braylon Davis, and he stands, folks, all of about 5'0.5". But he's probably 240, 250. He's a big kid down there. He's playing alongside Ja'Kai England, who's playing at your defensive tackle spot tonight. Interesting change here. He's doing a good job here thus far.
Opening drive of this ball game, 10:45. Lawrence County will air it out on 3rd and 8. Clayton's going to roll, and as he goes out of bounds, a dangerous play. He was a moment from stepping out of bounds and decided to throw it. It was tipped in the air by Giles County, nearly intercepted. Would have been disaster for Lawrence County. But as it stands, GCHS with a 3 and out 10:36 left, opening quarter.
Good stop that time. Good 3-and-out by that Bobcat defense. Again, really picking up where they left off last week against Fayetteville City. Did a good job that time. And, folks, I know obviously you're not here because you can't see it, but that right there had shades, Wade Neely, of what we saw.
I know what you're about to say,
Listen,
partner.
what we saw Sunday from Will Levis, that you just can't make those decisions there.
Giles County, oh my, they nearly blocked this punt. Lawrence County does get it away. And a pretty good punt, all things considered. Rolling out of bounds at around the 37. So that was the opening drive. 10:27 to play. We're still in the first quarter. You are listening to Pulaski Citizen Live broadcast coverage of Giles County and Lawrence County, the 2024 Cowbell game. We are also simulcast this evening on Main Street Media Radio. And that broadcast is courtesy of our friends at the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. And GCHS comes out offensively.
Come out in shotgun here, or in the pistol here, if you will.
Xavier Randolph turns, hands it off. There goes Caleb Oates. We just gave you the numbers a moment ago. Oates already with 6 touchdowns on the year. And on 1st and 10, man, he has a good surge over the left guard. Caleb Oates picks up about 6 yards.
Good tote that time by Caleb Oates. And again, this is an offensive line who is starting to find their way a little bit. Luffman and Reinhardt doing a good job over there on that left side, just clearing out a pathway for Oates to get behind the run.
2nd and 5. High shotgun snap brought down. There's a give up the middle to Oates. Good job by Randolph of bringing it down cleanly, handing it off cleanly, and Oates does the rest. That is a Winterburn and Associates Insurance Bobcat first down out across midfield.
Cats going quickly here. That play is a lot credited to Caden Reinhardt. Did a good job pulling. They go right back to the same play.
Oates, get ready, folks. He's going to carry a lot. Had 20-plus carries last week. Had 20-plus the week before. He loves to run the football. He craves contact.
A lot of people
averaging nearly 6 yards a carry.
He's the perfect type of, power back, if you will, because this kid played defensive line and linebacker the last 3 seasons, and now he's getting a chance to deliver some of those blows on the other side of the ball, so he's just eating it up right now.
2nd and 5. Giles County's driving toward the north end zone here at the Brickyard. Ooh, good surge. First time tonight, Lawrence County making a good stop. Tayden Russell, the junior, 5'11", 270. He comes crashing in and stops Oates for no gain.
Yeah, they went a stunt that time, and he did a good job of filling his gap. Really just chucked his man and got home there. Big-time play from Russell. It's going to bring up 3rd down here, 3rd and 4.
As well as the Cats have been moving, it is 3rd and 4, and they will throw for it. Oh, an incomplete. Randolph had a good snap. And a quick slant intended to his left to Kareem Bryant, the senior wideout. And he did hit Bryant in the hands. It was a somewhat awkward exchange there, but it was incomplete. And now we have a false start penalty, or at least a procedure penalty against Giles County. And the Lawrence County coaching staff is trying to say, hey, we want to decline that penalty.
Yeah, I was going to say, if they're smart, they're going to decline this one here.
I don't know if they're going to let them.
I'll start yet. So they do have the option to decline it because the play continued. Now, if it had been blown dead prior to the snap, then no. But, again, because the play did continue, they're able to get that call there.
So after 4 straight carries with Oates to begin the game, Giles County throws for it, comes up empty. It was a good slant.
It was a good slant. It was a good ball. It hit Kareem Bryant in both his hands. He just dropped it. I think he heard footsteps. One was kind of closing in, and I don't think he was ready for that contact.
Giles County will trot out the Wildcat formation. Pearson Collier is lining up at quarterback, 4th and 4. They're at the Lawrence County 39, and they play fake. Oh, and the ball comes loose at the end of the play. I don't think Collier had enough for the first down anyway, but the ball came loose at the very end, and yet Lawrence County will take over on downs. And Giles County, after an initial promising start to this drive, turns it over on downs. Scoreless here, 8:37 to go in the first quarter in the 2024 Cowbell game.
Yeah, there's nothing at all I like about that call, Wade, whatsoever. Again, you moved the ball well on the ground behind this offensive line and Caleb Oates. You had one play where Russell was able to get in and make a stop. Other than that, you picked up 3 or 4 yards on each toe. I don't like that call at all. I think you give that ball to Oates and let him go pick it up. You're going to go for it. Nonetheless, turn over on downs here.
More on that play in a second. Here's a give on 1st and 10. Up the middle, stuff. You can see Jekiah Inglet and Aiden Jones. Jones was limited in last week. He had been averaging double-digit tackles had Jones, but he was limited last week, and he comes in and makes the stop here. Good to see him back. Him and Inglet combining for a minimal gain there for Lawrence County.
It's glad to see him back on the field for sure and able to, have an impact here.
2nd and 7. 8:05, I should say, to play here. First quarter. Play action for the first time tonight. Lawrence County diving toward the sideline, and that pass is caught. Gage Smith, who's a junior wideout, dives to the sideline, toward the sideline, hauls it in, and that grab will make it 3rd and 4. And it's going to get a lot closer. It's going to get a first down closer as Giles County jumps C.J. Mazak into the neutral zone there. And on 3rd and 4, Lawrence County is going to get a fresh set of downs here right across midfield.
Got to be a better job that time for your CJ of watching the ball, not getting caught on that snap.
Chris, eerily similar to last week on that opening drive. We marched the ball down the field, and Fayetteville last week did the same thing and then went to the Wildcat and turned it over on downs. And Giles County, almost eerily similar result here, including the turnover on downs on their opening drive.
Yeah, I don't like that call for multiple reasons, but again, more obviously your offensive line has done a good job, and Oates has ran it well on that drive, so no reason not to give it to him there. But even more importantly, we ran that Wildcat a couple times, did it against Fayetteville City last week, and we just hadn't been able to hit on it as of yet. So I'm not sure why you go to that one on 4th down.
Lawrence County, Clayton's going to call his own number, and oh man, yeah, good carry over to the left side as Logan Clayton. He's listed as a wide receiver in DB, but he's basically your quarterback tonight, and Clayton doing a great job of freezing the defense, calling his own number. Needed 8 and picks up about 10. Lawrence County's on the move. The ball at the Bobcat 39. Driving toward this south end zone here. Giles County is in black uniforms, and Lawrence County's going to throw. Oh, and they missed a tackle on that sideline. Luckily, the defense bailed out a little bit. Dakota Jackson tried to make a play on the ball and then missed the tackle. And I think Jack Reese and Jones, one of the two, combined to stop on the backside. Chris, Lawrence County's moving the ball on this drive here.
Moving it well here. This is a new looking offense here for Lawrence County.
Clayton's already completed a couple of passes. Here he goes to the left. That's a first down for the Wildcats. 6:33 to play. We're in the opening quarter. Pulaski Citizen live coverage of the 2024 Cowbell game. We're also simulcast tonight on Main Street Media Radio in our Main Street Preps Thursday night game of the week, presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. Alongside Chris Bledsoe, Wade Neely saying hello, and Lawrence County's looking pretty good on their second drive in this scoreless ball game. 6:33 to play. Whoa, they were looking pretty good. There are as many as 3 Wildcats that got a head start on that play there.
Yeah, anytime you see that many guys move early, that was probably a quarterback issue. There's no way it was just one of those. Like I said, that was probably a quarterback situation nonetheless. But we've got to do a better job, Wade, defensively. The defensive end doing a better job of staying at home. Joseph Newsom, that last quarterback keeper, the last 2 times it's happened, has just crashed in. He got pushed to the inside. That quarterback's able to get to the outside. Got to stay at home, do your job. That's containment at that defensive end spot.
Lawrence County still wants to run the ball first and foremost, so getting behind the chains is not a great recipe for them, especially. And they might have jumped again.
I think they did, partner.
Aiden Jones was creeping up, faking a blitz for Giles County, and when he did, someone moved for the Wildcats, and they have now gone backwards on back-to-back plays. 2 false starts in a row. It's going to be 1st and 20 upcoming.
Talk about a drive killer, something like this right here. When you're moving the ball well, you know things are going well for you. You stand ahead of the chains. Then you have 2 back-to-back false starts. Now you're looking at a 1st and 20 for an offense that isn't typically built for long yardage situations like this.
Wildcats running out of the shotgun, and here's a little sweep to the right. Oh my! Big tackle. Guess who? Pearson Collier, who's already had a couple of our First Realty Group play of the games early in this season. He made a great stop there, single-handedly bringing the running back Ian Clayton to the ground.
Yeah, good job that time by Pearson Collier. He just does a good job of getting downhill so quickly, and then he just lives for contact. 2nd and 18 here.
We are off and running late in the first quarter. Oh, my, that one nearly blown up. Blown up in the tackling sense, but nearly blown up in an interception sense. Dakota Jackson reading the wide receiver screen. Clayton rolling to his right, throwing back across his body to the left. And that was disastrous, nearly intercepted, but Lawrence County fortunate to just lose yardage on the play.
Yeah, that
3rd and 18 upcoming.
That could have been a pick six type situation.
Woo. Nothing, your score. 5:30 to play. We are still in the first quarter. Now pump and go. Clayton's got a man downfield. That is a great ball. Is he in bounds? If he is, Lawrence County's in business. Yes. What a catch. Gage Smith, the wideout. Pump and go. Clayton burning the Bobcat defense there. And Smith ran a great route. Clayton threw a good ball. Lawrence County will have it 1st and goal.
Good looking ball that time from the quarterback. Did a terrific job putting it on the spot. It's one of those back shoulders. The guy did a good job of going up and go get it.
0-0 your score. 5:20 to play. And Lawrence County will take a timeout. We're going to take a quick break as well. A reminder, you are listening to the 2024 Cowbell Game on Pulaski Citizen Live and Main Street Media Radio, presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. We're back right after this.
Lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game. You can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
Haney Realty and Property Management considers a privilege to help you find the right deal. Hi, this is Daniel Haney. Are you listing, selling, buying, renting, or looking for property management? Let Haney Realty and Property Management create the plan that fits your needs. Our agents bring diverse experience and knowledge of Giles County, Middle Tennessee, and North Alabama. We offer a friendly, professional, and creative approach to your specific needs.
Out of their timeout, Lawrence County will run. Lawrence County will go quickly. Lawrence County will run up the middle. And they will score. 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. As we come back hot from the timeout there, Giles County burning one defensively, and it did them no good as Lawrence County punches it in. A good drive here for the Wildcats. And with 5:16 to go, they strike first here on PCL, Mr. Bledsoe.
Yeah, you talk about things being eerily similar. Does that not remind you of the possession we seen last week between City and Giles? That extra point is up, and it's good. Lawrence County takes a quick 7-0 lead here. Again, very similar situation. Last week, Giles gets a big stop. City goes with a Wildcat formation on 4th down. It seems crazy to us. Giles County does the same thing here tonight, and then, in turn, Lawrence County marches the ball down the field. They put points on the board. If you're in a game like this right here, you don't want to give a team like, Lawrence County too much ammunition, if you will, to come out here and make a play, and really feel like they're in this ball game. And by doing things like that, it creates those opportunities. Now you look at a 7-0 ball game here, and again, it's still one possession, but momentum can be everything when you have such a young team like the Bobcats have here. So you got to be ready to dominate, take care of the football, and put points on the board and move it. And stick to what's working. I've said that as long as I've been on the air. There's no sense of reinventing the wheel here. If it's broke, don't fix it. And that's kind of our motto here. So hopefully the Cats get back to that ground and pound style of football and hand that ball to Caleb Oates, man.
Man, 2 really good running backs in this game. Lawrence County's got a couple of good backs, but Carter Pettigrew has been really adept at toting the rock. And he did so there on that 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Carter Pettigrew's touchdown puts the Wildcats ahead 7-0. Sarah Morrison, the PAT. She is a really talented sophomore kicker. Really good soccer player for the Lady Wildcats. 2nd year of kicking duties. Lawrence County does kick it deep. And Marie Bryant, my goodness is right. A huge collision there. Bryant was upended. Clean tackle. Bryant's up, and the tackler is up. As, that is what the Cowbell game really is kind of all about. As Gage Bibbins, a sophomore, kind of lights up Kareem Bryant there. Everybody's okay. But in a rivalry game, that's a big lick that you come to expect. And Giles County's offense takes over, 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line late in this first quarter.
Giles County, you want to get back to, again, being able to move the football here, take care of it. Don't be surprised if you see Giles County take a shot here early against this Lawrence County defense. Brian's out here. Nobody's lined up over top of him. But they're back in the Wildcat.
Straight back to the Wildcat, and there goes Collier. Oh, my, Pearson Collier. He's got a first down out across the 40, right to the 41. 13-yard pickup. That is a Winterburn and Associates Bobcat first down. Much better effort on the Wildcat there.
Yeah, did a much better job of blocking on the Wildcat that time. And I guess OC is tuned into our broadcast and didn't like my previous comments about that Wildcat formation because they go right back to it. And he said, here, take this, Bledsoe. First down, Winterburn Associates, first down for the Bobcat offense.
Give now to Oates, back to the drawing board, as it were, out to the 45. Man, this kid, he runs so hard. And GCHS just churning out yards out to the 45-yard line. Lawrence County leads 7-0 with 4:15 to play in the first quarter.
Tonight, they've done a terrific job of running behind Luffman and Reinhardt over there. Reinhardt, the senior guard, Luffman, the freshman tackle, and they do a good job of clearing out holes.
Pistol, they give it to Oates. Oh, my, he got into the second level, stayed on his feet just momentarily, and then finally was upended. Camden Johnson, the junior linebacker, saved the touchdown because Oates has the Winterburn and Associates Bobcat first down out to the Lawrence County 45-yard line.
Good tote that time by Caleb Oates. Again, he's done it each and every week. He just gets a little better. He gets a little better. This offensive line gets a little better and a little better, and things just keep improving. And if you're Giles County, that's what you want, and we knew that coming into the season. You had such a young group and so many guys that hadn't either had played in that position they're playing now or just didn't have much experience playing, period. So we knew it was going to be a learning curve, and they've done a good job these last 3 weeks of getting prepared and, learning and improving a little more and a little more, and I think we're seeing some of the benefits of that here now. Oates has a little more confidence in what he's able to do with the ball in his hands, and then you take this offensive line who each and every week are just getting more and more confident in what they're able to do and how they're able to do it, and some of those young baby Bobcats kind of finding their way, if you will. If you're a freshman tackle or guard and you get a chance to toss around a couple of juniors or seniors, all of a sudden, you walk with a little more strut in your step, if you will. So Carter Garrett and Luffman doing a good job of just kind of getting in where they fit in and dominated at the point of attack.
We had a little bit of a time out there. Jack Marston, 6'3", 187-pound senior linebacker, was down on the play. He's all right, though, walking off under his own power. 1st and 10 after the big run from Oates. Kind of a counter here for Giles County, and Oates is upended. Maybe got a half yard. Giles County's driving toward the north end zone here at the Brickyard. They trail 7-0, and it'll be 2nd and a long 9, maybe 2nd and 10.
Yeah, maybe would be generous their way. I don't think he got much of anything.
I was hopeful.
One. Yeah, you were. I can appreciate your hope for desperation there. Just didn't get a big push on that play there.
Again, Giles County got to stop defensively on its first drive. Drove down, turned it over on downs. And then on their second drive, Lawrence County put points on the board. Here's a good carry. Little sweep to the left. First rush of the night for Kareem Bryant, who had a 31-yard reverse last week in the win versus Fayetteville.
Look for them to continue to try to find ways to put the ball in Kareem Bryant's hands. Did a good job on that reverse that time. Luffman did a really good job of stealing his man, allowed that Kareem Bryant to be able to turn the corner.
Sets up 3rd and 4. 2:40 to play. Turn, give to Oates. He gets 1.5 yards. Gets a little closer. Man, we're right back in the same situation. It's going to be 4th and short. Giles County driving toward the north end zone. Now they trail 7-0. Ball is at the 36-yard line on the left side of hash. The offense does not hesitate, and this time there will be no Wildcat. They go under center, and oh, my goodness. Lawrence County, man, you want to say took the bait? I mean, they absolutely took the bait right there. 2 players jumping on the first hard count there from Randolph right into the neutral zone. Jake Bradley was the senior who really got the head start, and that's a Winterburn and Associates First down for Giles County.
Yeah, Bradley almost made the tackle that play. He was
Man.
so far in the backfield.
And he immediately checks himself out and pats himself on the head. He knows
Got
he
him.
shouldn't have done that there. Here's a deep ball. Oh, my. Skipped a ball right on the deep post. Two members of the offensive line immediately turning and patting Randolph on the helmet saying, tough break there, because Randolph had 6 on a deep post to Ja'Kai Inglet and couldn't make the throw.
Yeah, but he could have had 12 because England was open and Brian was open. He could either one he wanted to throw it to, and he just a bad ball. You hate that for Randolph, but it's one you got to put behind you and look to move forward here. 2nd and 10.
Ooh, jumping nearly into the neutral zone here, Lawrence County. Minute 54 to go. Giles County has it. 2nd and 10 at the Lawrence County 31, left side hash. They turn, give to Oates. Nice hole forming there for Caleb Oates. Russell, the defensive end, brings him down, but not before Caleb Oates picks up 6, maybe 7, maybe as many as 8 yards on that give to the right. Quickly under center. Couple of hard barks there from Randolph, and now they'll turn and look on the give here. And they do go to Oates. Oh, and he's tripped up. Man, Giles County is just walking that tightrope right now. It's going to be another 4th and short. 3rd time tonight we've been in this situation.
Yeah, Dallas Buckner lost the battle at a point of attack that time. Just didn't do a good job of holding his man and sealing there. Going to be 4th and short here.
He might have got 1 on that carry.
Looks like I think he did. Your heavy package kind of trots in. Anytime you see Ja'Kai Inglet coming onto the field, you can consider that package to be rather heavy.
Here we go, late in this quarter. 45 seconds to play. And Giles County is going to take a timeout. We will take a quick timeout as well. You are listening to PCL and Main Street Media Radio. Our live coverage of the 2024 Cowbell game is presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. Chris and I return right after this.
Have you lost or are you losing your internet provider? Don't get hooked into a long-term contract. You have a choice. Don't sign it away. Internet provider contracts take away your choice. What you get with PES Energized Fiber Internet is reliable, high-speed broadband internet. Want to know if PES Energized Fiber Internet service covers your area? Go to PESEnergized.com. You can also find out when service will be available in your area. PES Energized Fiber Internet Service. It's your choice.
Giles County has converted a 4th down. Giles County has turned it over once on a 4th down. Here is the 3rd attempt. 4th and 1. Deep in Lawrence County territory. They run a sweep with Randolph to the left. Ooh, and it's going to be pretty close. To the naked eye, it looks like he's got it. They ran a sweep to the left with the quarterback. They mark it down at the 21.
I think he's short.
Ooh. Giles County has a couple of games ago against Hardin County. They had some really unfortunate spots. Maybe what goes around comes around. They get maybe a little bit of a break right there.
Yeah.
That is a much-needed Winterburn and Associates Bobcat first down. The Lawrence County coaching staff, you could see them on that sideline. They were not happy with that spot.
Yeah, I can't from the look here that we had. I can't say that I blame him. It didn't look like he quite got there, but we'll take it out. We can get it here. Cats go back to the Wildcat. Pearson Collier at the quarterback spot.
This is the 13th play of the drive for Giles County. Here comes Collier. Shot out of a cannon to the left. That could be the final play of the quarter. Most likely it will be. As Collier, full head of steam out of the backfield, running to the left, blocked pretty well. And that is going to be about a 5-yard gain. And that is how the quarter comes to a close. So Lawrence County leads after the first quarter of play in the 2024 Cowbell game. You are listening to Pulaski Citizen Live and Main Street Media Radio, and our coverage of the Cowbell game is presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. We're back right after this.
It's dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game. You can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life. to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
Are you ready to unlock exciting career opportunities right here in Giles County? Look no further. Introducing M&M Staffing, your hometown staffing agency. Meet the faces behind the commitment. Owner John Braden Harper and recruiters Cree Holt and Mercedes Houston. M&M Staffing goes the extra mile supporting local schools, athletes, organizations, and causes that matter to you. Ready to take the next step in your career journey? M&M Staffing. Visit us on Facebook, drop by our office, apply online at mnmstaffing.net, or give us a call. When it comes to your career, think local. Think M&M Staffing.
Back with you guys here on Pulaski Citizen Live, as well as Main Street Media Radio, presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. Wade Neely saying hello. This is the 2024 Cowbell game, and oh my goodness, in the blink of an eye, touchdown, Giles County. 2nd and 5 from around the 15-yard line. Giles County goes back into the Wildcat package, and after being stuffed earlier on 4th down in this ball game on the Wildcat, this time much smoother sailing. Pearson Collier to his right, hurdling a would-be tackler who dove at his legs there. Says Pearson, as he hops, skips, and jumps his way in for a Tennessee Crossroads Realty Bobcat touchdown.
You know, Wade, I was joking a moment ago when I said OC might have been listening, but I think he may have been tuned in. We've seen a couple of times now when they go back to that Wildcat. And folks, that's why OC gets paid what he gets paid to coach, and I get paid what I get paid to come talk on the radio. Good drive that time by Giles County. A great response. If you're this Bobcat team and you needed that after that previous drive from Lawrence County's offensive way to respond here. 7-7 early here in the second quarter. We'll keep it here. We've got a ball game here at Sam Davis, and you know what? Now that it's kind of the sun has gone down, you can't really tell if it's cloudy or dark out there or not. It's nighttime now, and it doesn't look like a bad night for high school football now.
Yeah, and I mean, again,
knock on wood, the rain.
Yeah, knocking on wood here. I was told by our good friend and colleague Cody Derryberry, who lives, you know, he's a tweener right now.
Come on,
you know he's got an identity crisis. Let's put it to you that way. He's a Richland alum that has covered and worked a lot of games for us, both Richland and Giles County. But he and his wife, Leanna, they live technically in Lawrence County, but they're right on the border. So, you know, he's all over the place. But he was telling us that it was really coming down west of us here. So if that can stay away, this will be a fun night for football. And for all the talk about the rain, other than a decent little shower in about the last 30 minutes of pregame, we haven't really had a ton of rain in the area today.
No, it hasn't been too terribly bad. And again, hopefully we don't put the announcers jinx or hex on our fans here tonight. But so far so good. And like I said, this Bobcat offense has responded to that offensive drive from Lawrence County. Now you look to your defense to get back to what you were able to do on that opening drive.
7-7 is your new score. Main Street Preps Thursday night football game of the week coverage presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. The return is a short return. There was a big hit. There was a flag that came in. Maybe unnecessary roughness against Giles County, perhaps. We're going to wait and see on the whistle, but there was one young man for Lawrence County. That's Gavin Schultz, a sophomore, who lost his war bonnet, Chris Bledsoe. His helmet popped right off, and he was still battling out there, by the way. We talk about this rivalry game. His helmet was off, and he was still looking to hit somebody. And as a result, there is no play. And it's good to see. There was a sideline warning issued against Lawrence County, but Gavin was ready to light somebody up even with no helmet. And after that, good to see no flags.
Yeah, everything's going to offset here because that was a rough exchange there, if you will. Didn't see the face mask, but I did see the helmet pop. Undoubtedly, these penalties do not offset, though. The official gave the offset signal.
Yeah,
but a warning usually doesn't offset. So, again, that would be correct.
I think the crowd is a little confused as well. And Lawrence County goes to work. Again, Lawrence County scored on its second drive on a Pettigrew rush from 5 yards out. Giles County with a long touchdown drive to tie it up. 11:15 to go. We're still in the second quarter of play here on PCL and Main Street Prep's Thursday night high school football coverage.
Defense really having a hard time kind of finding their footing after that first drive that we had where we looked so good.
And they did look great on that first drive. Here goes the quarterback, Clayton. And again, running to his right, Carter Clayton. Excuse me, Logan Clayton. He's listed as wide receiver, but he's playing quarterback tonight, and he is fleet of foot. He picks up a first down. Lawrence County has it just beyond midfield, right near the Bobcat logo.
He's looked so good. He's looked pretty good thus far here to be a wide receiver moonlighting at quarterback.
Absolutely. He's going to throw for it now. Artie with a great couple of passing catches and add one more to the list. And, man, into the end zone. A 49-yard touchdown. Demetrius Silva, I believe, hauls it in. There is going to be a flag for excessive celebration. But, I mean, in the history of the cowbell game, that might go down as the longest touchdown pass for Lawrence County ever. So why not celebrate? Because Silva not only hauled it in stride, but then he shook off a tackle to run in for the final bit on that touchdown. Lawrence County retakes the lead 13-7 early in the second quarter.
That was
that was crazy.
Very seldomly, folks, that you find me to be lost for words, but that was a gorgeous ball to watch it float through the air. The wide receiver did a good job. All he had to do was run his route. The quarterback put it right in the breadbasket. He's able to run underneath it. And again, if Lawrence County is going to throw it, we're going to get Newsom some help over there because he is struggling something terrible here in the first part of this ball game. Now we get another flag. It's going to go against the Bobcats. It's going to be offsides here. And now if you're Lawrence County, do you potentially look at, trying to go for 2 here?
We mentioned there.
And I think they are.
Yeah. They've got a really good kicker. We talked about Sarah Morrison, and she's had a great year and a half as part of the special team staff here. Her uncle, a good friend of ours here at PCL, Tim Wilson, tuning in tonight. They're going to take Sarah off the field, and they're going to go for 2. So it's 13-7. Wildcats go under center. This has been a rarity tonight. They turn. They give to Pettigrew. Oh, yeah, he's in. That is back to more of the old Lawrence County that we're used to seeing. And Giles County is a little bit stunned. I think we're all in shock what we just witnessed. Again, in the history of the cowbell game, certainly in the last 30 years, running the ball has been the name of the game. And so when we tell you that there was a 49-yard touchdown pass, that is kind of crazy. Lawrence County tacked on the 2-point conversion. They lead it 15-7. This has been a fun Thursday night football game on Pulaski Citizen Live and Main Street Preps, Main Street Media Radio, presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
Yeah, it's been wild here thus far. You used the word interesting to start this broadcast off, and I think it's been all of that here. You could hear a cotton ball hit the bleachers over here at Giles County because we're kind of stunned.
Yeah.
We hadn't seen a quarterback for Lawrence County make a pass like that in the history of the cowbell game, in my humble opinion. I know from what I've been able to see and been able to be a part of, even dating back to, when I was a Bobcat. So just not something you see a lot of from Lawrence County. And we're talking about even through separate coaching regimes, like there hadn't been the same coaching staff over there. You still see kind of that same style of play. You're not getting that here tonight whatsoever. It's been a little different, and we're all trying to figure out what's going on here, much like this Bobcat defense had the great opening drive with the stop and 3 and out. And so far, Lawrence County's had their way since then.
15-7. They do have to kick it short, but this is after the penalty. But this is interesting because it gets over the return unit for Giles County. Kareem Bryant has to retreat to pick it up, and that basically kills a return opportunity. So everything is coming up Lawrence County right now. 10:41 to play. We are in the second quarter. We should have known this is maybe Scott Stewart and I were joking about it earlier this week, and then Maurice Patton and I were joking about it on our show. This has got to be the first Thursday night cowbell game, I think, probably ever. So that alone is a little unusual. The weather made things unusual. There was talk of the game maybe getting moved up earlier in the week or played as late as next Monday, perhaps, but we end up still playing. And buckle up, folks. We got a long way to go, just barely into this second quarter tonight. 10:41 in the second. And GCHS, there goes Oates. They lost containment. And Caleb Oates on a quick hit out of the backfield out to the 40-yard line. That's a pickup of about 16 yards, and that's a Winterburn and Associates Bobcat first down.
Good tote that time by Caleb Oates. He just continues to get better and better and better each time he gets a chance to tote that ball. You know, wait, I know someone that likes to make overnight oats.
Come on.
The way Caleb has been, it kind of reminds you that he's just overnight. He gets better and better each week in and week out. We're glad to see it.
Could be a good T-shirt there as Randolph's going to throw one deep. And, oh, man, a pretty good ball. Incomplete. Randolph is yet to find his receivers. He's had 2 incompletions to Bryant. That was one of the 2. And also had one intended for Inglet. And, man, if Bryant had just another shot of nitrous oxide in the tank there and turned on the jets, he could have caught up and made that grab. But it's incomplete. Giles County aggressive, though, with some of their shot taking on first down.
Yeah, it's good to see here. Trying to build some confidence here for Randolph. Oates has got a hole here.
And why not? It's easy to take shots on first down when you know that you got a guy like Oates in the backfield. Caleb Oates bruising his way into the secondary and picking up 11 yards and a Winterburn and Associates Bobcat first down.
Gage Smith, the junior, DB/wide receiver, made a bit of a business decision there. He come downhill looking to meet Caleb Oates, and he just kind of whipped on the tackle there. Luckily, he was able to grab Oates by his shoestring and bring him down here. 1st and 10 for this Bobcat offense.
15-7, Lawrence County leads here. Giles will throw. Intercepted. First interception of the night, first interception of the season for Randolph. And this is a great return here. Silva, who just caught the touchdown, and he nearly brought that back for a score. Miscommunication there on the near sideline, and Giles County turns it over. First turnover, interception, or fumble for GCHS here in week 4, and that is a disastrous turn of events. Lawrence County takes over, and it's at the Giles County 15-yard line, ahead 15-7.
That's a tough one there. I'm not sure who is at fault, who's to blame there, but that's not it. That was a bad ball again from Randolph. Miscommunication between him and Brian, and again, but kudos to Randolph being able to come in and make a tackle because that was almost a pick 6 there.
Randolph actually was a big lick there as they turn and hand off to Pettigrew. And 15 yards out. Pettigrew rolls in, man, and he gets up and he tosses the ball to the ref. This Lawrence County bunch is up for this game, folks. It is 21-7, and the Wildcats have got all the momentum right now at 9:20 to play.
The Wildcats are running wild here at Sam Davis right now. They're just dominating, man. That stop their defense was able to get them a couple drives back, has just really boosted their momentum, and they've been rolling ever since.
Man. 9:20 to play. We're going to take a quick timeout, regather our thoughts, and hopefully the Bobcats can get their composure about them. They trail 22-7 in the Pulaski Citizen Live / Main Street Preps Thursday night football game of the week presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. Chris and I are back right after this.
Community Bank means being an active part of the community. And we at the Bank of Frank Ewing know that our local schools are the heartbeat of our community. Whether it's cheering from the sidelines, participating in school events, or supporting schools through our Spirit debit card program, the Bank of Frank Ewing is dedicated to the communities we serve and all of our local schools. We wish all of our local teams the best this season. Remember, if you're looking for a community-minded bank, call the Bank of Frank Ewing, 931-424-3008. We're member FDIC.
Welcome back, folks. Alongside Chris Bledsoe, Wade Neely saying hello. You are listening to Main Street Prep's Thursday night football game of the week coverage. We're also here on Pulaski Citizen Live. A reminder, tomorrow night, Mark Mize, and we hope she makes a safe and speedy recovery. Jennifer Hawkins will bring you Richland versus Fairview on our Pulaski Citizen Live channels. Giles County trails 22-7. And Chris Bledsoe, Lawrence County, you summed it up best a moment ago. When they got to stop early in this game, it was almost like Lawrence County said, all right, we've turned this into a little bit of a slugfest, and we can win a slugfest, is what their body language indicates.
You're exactly right. And they've kind of locked themselves in here and really done a good job of, taking the momentum that their defense provided them on that opening drive and just kind of build upon it. Think about it. Now, all of a sudden, that Wildcat formation call on that previous drive, even though you were able to score after that, making that play call, them being able to get a stop has really changed the momentum of this ball game here. And Lawrence County's been rolling ever since, offensively and now even defensively, coming up with that interception they just had, previously. So if you're Giles County, who now takes their third and final timeout of this early first half here, you've got to circle the wagons.
Yeah.
You're in a dangerous situation here. Another 3 and out, another turnover, and Lawrence County goes up even more. You're in a dangerous spot if you're Giles County. So that now it's almost a now-never type situation.
GCHS trails 22-7, 9:14 to play. I mentioned tomorrow night you can hear Richland versus Fairview, and that will be one of many games across our Main Street Preps network. And you can read about them on your various Main Street media outlets. This Thursday night broadcast is brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, who reminds you that fans don't let fans drive drunk. Designate before you celebrate, because the Tennessee Highway Safety Office is reminding us that fans don't let fans drive drunk. 1st and 10, now trailing by a couple of scores. Giles County goes back to what it does best. Caleb Oates over the right side. As it stands right now, Oates picks up about 8 yards, but there was a penalty marker that came in toward the end of that play.
Yeah, that came from way
deep.
Yeah. Personal. I've got a face mask against Lawrence County.
Okay.
We'll take that one. Yeah, I don't know who that back judge is back there, but he has some quarterbacking in his blood. Back in his heyday, he's got a heck of an arm. He threw that flag probably 30 yards. Got a good arm and an even better set of eyes to be able to see a face mask from that far back.
9:07 to play. Giles County with a fresh set of downs, brought to you by Winterburn and Associates Insurance. And one of the few times tonight that Oates is going backwards, kind of with a little bit of a stutter step as he got into the hole. And Oates and Buckner, as durable as they are, couldn't kind of chisel their way forward. And so, actually, I take that back. I say forward progress. He did gain a yard.
They're going to give him some there.
It did not look like he went forward. I'll tell you that much.
No,
out to the 45.
As Collier gets ready to check in here, don't be surprised if we don't see some of Pearson Collier at the tailback spot in a normal formation here before this thing is all said and done.
They turn and give to the left. Oh, my. Oates is upended. That is a great tackle there for Lawrence County. Max Taylor, the junior,
absolutely obliterated Bryce Rivers. I mean, just does a terrific job. Everything you want. He rips through, chucks his blocker, gets to the ball, makes a great tackle there. That's everything you want from a defensive tackle, that play, and he's excited, and this team is right here with him.
And Giles County's going to take a timeout.
I didn't think they had any more.
They got to be out after this. While we take this timeout, I want to remind you, again, I mentioned we're presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, reminding you that fans don't let fans drive drunk. If you put away some drinks, put away your keys. The Tennessee Highway Safety Office is reminding you that fans don't let fans drive drunk. That's a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security. They bring you the Main Street Preps Thursday night game of the week. Next week, yours truly will be on the call up in the greater Nashville area, as CPA will host Battleground Academy. And in 2 weeks' time, Scott Stewart and myself will be bringing you Lawrence County versus Spring Hill. Chris, it's worth noting, you talked about it. Lawrence County's playing with some conviction tonight, but they lost a tough ball game last week to Lincoln County. It is impressive to see that they have not rolled over in any capacity, and they lead this game 22-7.
We talked about it earlier, Wade. You got to throw records and all that stuff out of the window here.
Giles County finally completing a first pass of the night. And that is a big Winterburn and Associates Bobcat first, but there is a penalty marker. And let's check this marker here. And it's against Giles County. Winter Dawson, one of the assistant coaches for Giles County, he is beside himself down there on the sideline.
Yeah, he wasn't pleased with something. Something there. I think it was a Giles County player, not the official there. Whenever you're struggling to move the ball, you're struggling to put points on the board, anytime you have plays like that that causes you to get behind the chains, it infuriates your team and your coaching staff because you know how difficult it is to pick up yardage anyway. And that was third down there. Now you're looking at, instead of it being third and short, possibly a first down, you're looking at a 3rd and 12 here. Look for them to go to England here in this slot.
After he just had a completion wiped off, let's see what Randolph can do. Oh, my, and he is decked. And as he goes to ground, Tayden Russell. Man, I tell you what, I know Giles County played Page week 1. Page's defense is objectively, I think, better. I think almost anybody would agree with that. They've got 2 guys going Division 1. But Lawrence County's defense, it seems like it is playing with more emotion than any defense we've seen Giles County up against this year. They are looking phenomenal right now with their team ahead 22-7, and the Bobcats are forced to punt. Since gets a great kick away. That is the best snap and punt combo that Giles County's had all season. And it comes at a great time because GCHS needed to flip the field a little bit. They down it at the 26-yard line where the Wildcats will take over.
Yeah, we've said it all season, Wade, but if we ever got a good ball back there to Christian Sense, he could probably get us a good kick, and he was able to do it that time. He's had a couple of those this season, just hadn't been able to get a terrific snap. And that time he got a better snap, and that's probably one of the better balls he's been able to kick all year. So, and again, it could have come at a better time for this Bobcat team because right now we are struggling to get anything going on either side of the ball.
Oof.
I think it's worth noting here that Ashton Caldwell is inactive tonight, and I think that's played some factor here in what Lawrence County's been able to do.
7:08 to play. We're in the second quarter. And here's a give up the middle. Lawrence County gets a little bit. Not a lot. Braylon Davis is in there. Chris, I can't see that well from here, but Braylon Davis, I noticed in warm-ups, he has got the freshest sneaks that you will see. Some crispy Nikes out there for number 94. He's been playing well at nose tackle position, even though his big fella Caldwell has been out. Here's Clayton. And that is a great no call. Clayton wanted to run and then pulled up at the last moment, tried to throw, and Smith was breathed upon and kind of immediately looked for the flag. That's one of those I was glad to see they didn't throw it. Not because there maybe wasn't a touch of contact, but because Smith just gave up on the play immediately and was looking for the flag.
Yeah, and if you're Giles County here, it's a 3rd down, but you got to look at getting Newsom some help over here. Maybe look at Sin Jones as zone coverage here.
Clayton's going to throw in the flat. Oh, my! Nearly intercepted. Cooper White broke on the ball right underneath the hook route. And if he catches that and stays in bounds, that is a pick 6 for sure. But instead, it's an incomplete pass. Lawrence County now flirting with disaster. They still lead 22-7, 6:29 to play in the second quarter.
Good play that time by Cooper. Did a good job of finally jumping on one. We hadn't seen these cornerbacks do that much this season, but he was able to on that play. Nearly got his first pick of the season.
This nearly blocked. Giles County on the 2 punts tonight has nearly gotten home for the block. Collier abandons the return. And it takes a little bit of a Giles County roll. There is a flag down right around midfield. The ball went out of bounds at the Bobcats' own 35. But the flag is out near midfield. Let's check the marker here.
Maybe a block in the back against one of the, not a Lawrence County potentially here. 2 Bobcats were both on the ground. We get a personal foul. They're saying it's against Giles County. I think he's a little confused here.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, so now, they mark this off against Lawrence County. And so that is a thing. You can be too hyped up in a rivalry game. And as much as we bragged about Lawrence County being ready for this, that time it looks like on the verge of a little too much excitement, and it burns them on the penalty.
Got to keep things under control here and just play. Look for a wide receiver screen here for this Bobcat offense.
You can bust some heads, just need to do so legally.
There you go, partner.
49-yard line, the Bobcats take over. 6:20 to play till half.
Screen play to Bryant.
Chris calls it beautifully as Kareem hauls it in, and he nearly slips free on the sideline. Lawrence County just pushed him out of bounds. So Bryant losing half a yard there. Andrew Tupper, who's a junior linebacker, and Russell. Man, we got a good look of Tayden Russell right there. Number 0. He's listed as a running back, a tight end, and a defensive lineman.
Talk about do it all.
5'11", 270, a little bowling ball out there. Man, he was playing hard.
Brings a lot to the table.
Coming from the D-line position to force Bryant out of bounds. 2nd and 11. Giles County, there's a reverse. There goes Bryant. Now sweeping to his left, out in space. Man, Lawrence County initially was fooled, but on the backside, they kind of stayed at home. And that's the same play that Bryant, we mentioned earlier. He had about a 32-yard run against Fayetteville last week. That was well scouted by the Wildcats. He gets 1 yard after all of that, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, good job that time, but this Wildcat defense did a good job of stringing that one out as long as they could until the Cavalry was able to make it there. They're able to prevent him from turning that corner. Also, Kareem doesn't help himself or help his team by, again, trying to get so far east, if you will. At some point, you got to turn the thing up and go make a play and try to gain some yards getting south and put the ball towards the end zone. It just didn't happen that time. Big 3rd down for this Bobcat offense.
This one is a screen to the left. It's blocked well. It's caught. It's caught. Out in space. Still running. Oates was the intended target, rolling to the right. Had everybody fooled. And Giles County dials one up. Jazion Stevenson, one of your slot receivers, hauled it in and gets plenty of yards. That's a big Winterburn and Associates Bobcat 1st down.
Big catch that time from Stevenson. Did a good job of catching the ball, then get north and south, get upfield, picked up some good yards here.
Again, Giles County trails 22-7, 5:02 to play. We're in the 2nd quarter.
Gain of 7 there for Oates on just a simple dive play there.
Man.
Did a good job of running right off the shoulder of Caden Reinhardt, who's done a pretty decent job tonight of handling his man and even chipping down and helping Luffman.
4:40 to go. Giles County going to run with Randolph, design keeper. There he goes. Into the end zone. Xavier Randolph. Nice run from the design keeper on a 15-yard tote. That is a Tennessee Crossroads Realty touchdown for Giles County. Much needed touchdown for Giles County, courtesy of the sophomore, Xavier Randolph.
Good carry that time by Xavier Randolph. Did a good job of being decisive, put his head down and went to go make a play there. Got upfield and again put the ball in the end zone, and that was a much, much needed touchdown for this Bobcat team here. Now you cut this lead to hopefully 8 on this extra point here.
You ain't just a kitten, as they like to say, Chris Bledsoe. That is a big drive. Going back to the play that really sold this drive. Think about this. Giles County had the screen to Bryant and then had the reverse to Bryant for a collective no yards. So lost 1 yard and then gained a yard back. And on 3rd and 10, they were staring at a dicey situation. They go to the screen, and how about the call to Jazion Stevenson? He's listed at 5'4", 138 pounds. slippery when wet. How about that? And he caught that wide receiver screen, and he took off, gaining 25 or so yards. Otherwise, Chris, if that play blows up, Giles County really is in trouble. But as it stands right now, they trail by just 8. It's 22-14 with 4.5 to play till halftime.
You needed that. You needed that play right there, just as bad as you needed anything this season to really kind of slow down Lawrence County. Your defense gets a stop, then your offense comes out and puts the points on the board. And again, that's what we call helping each other and symbiotic relationship for a football team. Everybody just doing their part, doing their job. And again, now if you can get another stop here, put more points on the board, reminding our listeners that Giles County did elect to defer, start this ball game out, so they'll get the ball to start the second half.
Since drives a squib kick down to about the 5-yard line. Picked up on a hop by Lawrence County. Oh, yeah, big tackle. Tate Bedford, 22 for Lawrence County, brought down by 21 for Giles County. That is Ian Clayton, brought down by Tate Bedford. And Clayton, the senior, Bedford, the sophomore. This has turned into probably a little more high-scoring affair than the old-school cowbell diehards would like, but it's been an entertaining ball game nonetheless, with Giles County trailing 22-14 here on PCL and Main Street Preps Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, if you took the under on this one, you're upset with yourself.
Yes, sir. Again, Lawrence County, Pettigrew. And running hard to his right. Chris, that's a 12-yard pickup for a first down. The bad part about Lawrence County is they've now burned Giles County on 2 really strong pass plays, and now it's just kind of in the back of your mind. But they want to run the football first and foremost.
Yeah, for sure. And that's kind of what they've been, again, notorious for here. Got some pressure. Can they get to him?
Going down. Yeah. Hog-tied and lassoed. Courtesy of who else? Tate Bedford. The man that plied his craft in the middle school ranks over in Lawrence County brings down the junior Logan Clayton. Probably even played middle school ball together, did those two. And Bedford was fired up as he makes the sack. That is a monstrous sack. 2nd and 22 on the loss of 12.
Big time play from Tate Bedford. If you don't think he's had this game circled for months on end, you've mistaken yourself, sadly. Big time play. Long loss there for Lawrence County.
LCHS going to dump a pass in the slot to Pettigrew. Man, he is brought down by 1, 2, 3, 4 Bobcats, including Pearson Collier, Joseph Newsom, Jack Reese, and Ja'Kiah England also in the mix. Yeah, everybody playing well now for Giles County. Man, what a momentum shift. GCHS looked borderline dead for a moment there, but now they've come roaring back to life. It's 22-14. If you're going to stop here,
even with no
Lawrence County's going to run the football to whittle some of that clock down. And it'll be 4th down. They're still shy of the original line of scrimmage, out to the 36-yard line. They can bleed this down to around 2 minutes. They'll have to kick it with around 2 minutes.
And that's what you wanted if you were Lawrence County, again, after that sack. You just want to leave Giles County as little time as possible. They'll probably run this down to the end of this play clock here and then take a timeout. But this right here just goes to show you, ladies and gentlemen, just how massive momentum can be in a high school football game or any football game for that matter. The big stop early in this ball game for Lawrence County defense catapulted them on the drive that we were able to see them in the last couple minutes here. And then now all of a sudden, Giles County gets a big sack from Tate Bedford. After the sack from Tate Bedford, it's place time to start to come alive a little bit. Your team gains a little momentum here. And now things are rolling for you. And I thought Lawrence County took a timeout.
Sure looked like it.
This official, the back judge, again, I think he likes his flag. He threw his flag, but maybe he waved it off. It's going to be 4th and 12 here, according to our marker.
Lawrence County trying to sub one more. They may have to take a timeout just to get the play off correctly. Standing back at their own 20. And Davis nearly blocked that one again. Kick is away. Oh, my. What a great field by man. Tip your cap to Lawrence County. because Elijah Young just made a gorgeous one-on-one tackle right there in the middle of the field. It was a great kick. Collier did not drop down to a knee to pick it up, but he did everything but. I mean, that ball was just an inch or two off the ground. He snags it cleanly, but he is immediately brought to the turf and by Young. That was a great play by everybody there.
And Collier is probably your best or most slippery Bobcat, if you will, when
Yeah.
you talk about being elusive in open field.
So GCHS will take over out of timeouts. Minute 52 to play till halftime. Again, they trail by 8 here, 22-14. They send 2 men in motion. They send Oates to the left, Bryant to the right. I mean, there are flags everywhere. This looked like a CFL play from the jump. And I tell you what, it was going to look really cool because there was no way it was going to stand, but it was going to look cool. Oates goes out of the backfield one way. Bryant comes the other direction, and they snapped it before anybody was close to being set. And so 1st and 15 now. Again, minute 52 to play. It's 22-14. Lawrence County led 22-7 once upon a time.
Plenty of time left in this first half here.
Pass over the middle. That's caught. Randolph to Bryant, who slips
trouble.
one man across the 50. Foot race at the 40, the 30, the 20. He's face masked down at around the 15. That is a Winterburn and Associates Bobcat first down. That was nearly a Tennessee Crossroads Realty house call. Bryant catching it on the curl right around the 45 and then made one man miss and let his legs do the rest.
Big time play from Kareem Bryant. Even more impressive play from your quarterback who did a good job. Kareem Bryant was his third read on that play. He looked at Oates, didn't have him, thought about going to England. He wasn't there. Finally settles in on Kareem Bryant. Kareem Bryant made one guy miss and nearly took that thing to the house. And then what a hustle play by Collier on that play. He almost outran Bryant to the end zone to give him a block that almost sprung him for a touchdown there. And Lawrence County has had enough of this momentum here. They want to talk it over. They're going to take a timeout. This place is starting to rock here, ladies and gentlemen. The Bobcats trail 22-14 with 1:41 left before halftime, and the Cats will get the ball back to start this second half here. How great it would be to be able to start just down one going into halftime after you haven't had the first half you would have liked to have had.
Yeah, this has been a crazy situation. Again, it was crazy in the sense that Lawrence County was throwing passes. Not to say that they can't throw passes, again, but you're just not accustomed to seeing the Wildcats launch it downfield. And when they started doing that, Giles County was really on their heels defensively, and it's led to just a wild situation. They trailed 22-7, but GCHS has come roaring back, and they are within striking distance, could potentially even tie this game up. We've got 1:41 to go till half here on Pulaski Citizen Live's Bobcat coverage, special Thursday night broadcast, which means we're also simulcast on Main Street Preps, thanks to the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, our proud title sponsor. 1st and goal. Little miscommunication on the bootleg. Oh, and intercepted. Tossed in the end zone. Man, what a great read. And there is the incomplete. Did he not catch that?
He dropped it.
Oh, my word. Giles County, very fortunate. Gage Smith had a surefire interception. And, man, he has made a couple of great catches tonight offensively. But that is one that is a killer defensively.
For sure. And that's one that, especially if Giles County is able to score right here,
Man.
remember that play as we go down the rest of this ball game.
So 2nd and goal now. Look, sweep to the right with Randolph. Already got one rushing touchdown. Man, it looked like he got in for that. Still plenty of time, though. GCHS just got to be careful. because there was some jawing at the end of that play. Plenty of time here. Giles County's got 1 minute and 15 seconds, but they're sprinting to the line. They give up the middle. And in the end zone, I believe that's Diamond Dallas Buckner right there. DDB into the end zone for the touchdown, brought to you by Tennessee Crossroads Realty. Shout out to Matt Ogeron for that one. As 1:06 to play, Giles County is going to line up and swing the gate. Could go for one, could go for two. Looks like they're going to. They do snap it. They go to Oates. It's a foot race toward the left. He's got the angle. He's got the two-pointer. We are tied. 1:06 to play. It is 22 up. And GCHS has got all the momentum. Chris, you just said it a moment ago. In a game of inches, Gage Smith drops, I'm talking a surefire, a hand-delivered interception in the back of the end zone that would have given possession back to the Wildcats, gone to halftime with the lead. And instead, in a wild turn of events, GCHS has now tied it 22 up thanks to a run from Dallas Buckner, courtesy of our friends at the Tennessee Crossroads Realty, and the two-point conversion, courtesy of Caleb Oates.
If you lose this ball game in Lawrence County, you're definitely going to look back at that particular play. And again, it doesn't. One play doesn't win a game. One play doesn't lose a ball game. But it can definitely change the outcome for sure, the trajectory of the football game. And that's one that, again, Lawrence County's going to look back at and wish they could have had that one. That may go down as a Gideon, if you will, in Lawrence County history. But how about this Bobcat team being able to respond offensively and defensively here since lost his football. The wind is up here. The rain has stopped. It rained for a few minutes, but then it stopped. But the wind is still blowing since it gets under this one here.
Clayton running to his right. This is one of the two really talented running backs for Lawrence County on the return. He's brought down at the 30. 1:01 to play. There is a flag that came in at the end of that play. It's on that far side, and it's holding. Well, blocking the back officially, but it's against Lawrence County. And Lawrence County, it's tied 22. And, they are thinking they're lucky stars that Giles County doesn't have any timeouts right now, because the way the momentum is going in this game, if Giles County had timeouts, they would be burning them, thinking they still had a chance to score more, because they have got all of this momentum right now.
100%. But if you're Giles County here, not to rain on our parade, Mr. Neely, but you got to get Newsom some help over here. Still one-on-one coverage. He's been burnt every time a ball's been thrown his way. And Lawrence County isn't going to be satisfied.
They run a sweep on the far side.
Face mask.
Man, tough call there from our vantage point. Aiden Jones going to be dinged for the face mask. And that was Clayton running hard on the sweep there. Ian Clayton. Chris, we mentioned earlier that Jones, after double-digit tackles the first 2 weeks, was very limited last week. Is he moving? Is he in a different spot defensively? He's definitely not the last man back as earlier, kind of almost more of a linebacker.
He's moonlighted at a couple of different spots, and we'll come back to Jones here in just a moment.
Yeah, he's lining up at the cornerback position here now. There's a menacing cornerback, I'll tell you that much. As Lawrence County going to throw to the other side of the field. Jack Reese lost containment. And fortunate on that play. Incomplete, 46 seconds remaining till halftime.
Heads up play call that time by Tanner Hyatt. Did a good job. They went with a robber there, if you will, and brought the safety Jones over to jam the wide receiver Gage Smith, who's had a really good ball game here thus far. Kind of take him out of the play. Jack Reese has got to do a better job of being mindful when quarterbacks extend the play. If he had enough arm there, Reese was beat. It would have been a touchdown. But back to Jones, I don't know if it's so much his performance has decreased or everyone else's performance has just increased since week one. Rolling to his right is Clayton. Got to be careful.
You made a great point. I kind of just had assumed, based on all the momentum, the Lawrence County would probably be content to milk this thing to half, but they're going to press the issue here. And we mentioned Morrison. She is a great kicker, so you only need maybe 15, 16 more yards here.
And depending on the direction that wind is blowing, she may get an added little there, if you will.
Here's a gorgeous deep ball. And my goodness, what a catch. Hauled in. Gage Smith, who dropped the interception earlier, makes a great grab at the 20. The clock is going to wind, however. Lawrence County will race up and spike it. 17 seconds remaining. Now, here's an interesting situation, Chris Bledsoe. Do you gamble? 17 seconds from the 20-yard line. Do you take a shot to the end zone?
Lawrence County's obviously out of timeouts here. I think you run this one right up the middle here, see what Clayton can get you. Try to keep the ball in the middle of the field if you're Lawrence County, and then get a quick down here.
They will, and Clayton nearly dropped. Oh, my. Pass down the middle of the field. 10 seconds remaining. It will be a first down. That is the unfortunate part for Giles County. It'll be 9 seconds for LCHS. They wind the clock, though. 8, 7, 6, 5. They spike it with 4. And was that Collier?
Collier dove over, attempting to intercept the ball as the quarterback was going to down it. The referee had to literally blow it because it almost looked like Collier caught it.
Collier dives through the line of scrimmage and tries to intercept the QB spike. When we tell you this kid has got a motor that is off the charts, that's what we're talking about. And now Lawrence County is going to take a time. I thought they had at least one timeout. Scoreboard was showing 2. I was thinking they had only 1 remaining. But that was a little too close for comfort for Lawrence County.
But it makes sense now knowing they still had a timeout left because they knew if worse comes to worse, we could burn one here. You know, if you go to the middle of the field. I'm like you, though. I thought without having any timeouts, there's no way you can go to the middle of the field there. But obviously they knew they had one left to in the chamber, if you will, and they were able to burn it. So now it's a decision. Do we trust our quarterback, Mr. Cale Scott, who bad news here if you were a Bobcat fan, but Cale Scott, speaking of Scots, but he's a sophomore. So we're going to be forced with looking at this young man for quite some time.
Let's investigate here. Yeah, Morrison's going to come out and attempt this.
A lot of pressure here, especially knowing Giles County has gotten close to getting home a couple times.
Morrison will line up. This will be a 25-yard attempt. A little more than an extra point, but it comes from the left side hash. Snap is good. Hold is good. The kick is good. So Lawrence County ends the half with a short field goal. Sarah Morrison converts from 25 yards out. And a wild first half ends 25-22. And Chris Bledsoe, Lawrence County, man, talk about just when you thought that they were left for dead in the first half. They could have easily packed things up and went into halftime tied up. But props to Coach Morrison and his staff for committing to trying to get points, and they are rewarded with that field goal, and they lead it only by 3, but leading by 3, 25-22 at the break.
Good-looking drive that time from Lawrence County. Did a really, really, really good job of time management and trusting themselves. They've obviously found something they like between Scott and Smith, that connection they've got over there on that side, whatever side that they are. They're really just picking on Newsom, and they've done a good job here thus far, really taking advantage of it. Scott trusted his man out wide and just really put a ball in the air to go see if Smith could make a play, and he went and made one. That really extended that drive, gave them the extra that they needed to be able to be in position here to make a play. And Then you send your kicker out here. You said she's been playing, a year and a half now, who's able to put the ball through the uprights for Lawrence County. Again, impressive drive. And you don't blame them there. You kind of expected it. That's why I said it before that drive started. Expected them to be aggressive because they knew momentum had shifted and Giles County was going to get the ball to start this second half here. So being able to put some points on the board was going to be huge for them, and they were able to do that there to, again, extend their lead 25-22 and hoping that Lady Mo stays on their side, but it's going to be interesting to start the second half here.
It is 25-22. Lawrence County leads here on Pulaski Citizen Live, and Main Street Preps Thursday night football coverage presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. Rain is now coming down in buckets. It has rained more tonight when the teams have not been on the field by a long shot than it has rained whenever the teams have been on the field. But the wind is absolutely whipping. The rain is coming down, and Lawrence County leads this ball game 25-22 at the break. Chris and I are going to take a timeout. We will kick off our Bank of Frank Ewing halftime show, and we will be back with you guys in just a matter of moments. Again, as Lawrence County, thanks to a late field goal, leads at halftime 25-22. We're back right after this. Once again, you're listening to Pulaski Citizen Live and to Main Street Media Radio, Thursday night football coverage presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
Arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game. You can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
Haney Realty and Property Management considers a privilege to help you find the right deal. Hi, this is Daniel Haney. Are you listing, selling, buying, renting, or looking for property management? Let Haney Realty and Property Management create the plan that fits your needs. Our agents bring diverse experience and knowledge of Giles County, Middle Tennessee, and North Alabama. We offer a friendly, professional, and creative approach to your specific needs. Haney Realty and Property Management is your best friend in real estate. Call 347-9150 and find our listings at HaneyRealtyPM.com.
Have you lost or are you losing your internet provider? Don't get hooked into a long-term contract. You have a choice. Don't sign it away. Internet provider contracts take away your choice. What you get with PES Energized Fiber Internet is reliable, high-speed broadband internet. Want to know if PES Energized Fiber Internet service covers your area? Go to PESEnergized.com. You can also find out when service will be available in your area. PES Energized Fiber Internet Service. It's your choice.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
Are you ready to unlock exciting career opportunities right here in Giles County? Look no further. Introducing M&M Staffing, your hometown staffing agency. Meet the faces behind the commitment. Owner John Braden Harper and recruiters Cree Holt and Mercedes Houston. M&M Staffing goes the extra mile supporting local schools, athletes, organizations, and causes that matter to you. Ready to take the next step in your career journey? M&M Staffing. Visit us on Facebook, drop by our office, apply online at mnmstaffing.net, or give us a call. When it comes to your career, think local. Think M&M Staffing.
First Realty Group is a proud supporter of the students and faculties at Richland and Giles County High Schools and all Giles County schools. When the time comes to sell your property or buy that dream spot, make sure you seek out one of the real estate professionals at First Realty Group. You can see their listings at www.frg1.com. Call them at 363-2644 or visit them on the east side of the Pulaski Square. Just look for that big rocking chair and find out why First Realty Group is first for a reason.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
As we welcome you back in, halftime coverage here at the Brickyard, Sam Davis Park. We're in Pulaski, Tennessee, where the Giles County Bobcats trail the visiting Lawrence County Wildcats. It is the 2024 Cowbell game. Alongside Chris Bledsoe, Wade Needley saying hello. Pulaski Citizen Live, bringing you Giles County coverage each and every single week, whether it's on a Friday or, in tonight's case, Chris, on a Thursday. But also tonight we're proud to partner up with Main Street Media Radio, then the Main Street Preps Thursday Night Football Game of the Week, which is presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, reminding fans, don't let fans drive drunk. Chris, we've been treated to a dandy. There have been many a years where 25-22, we don't even get that in a full game in a cowbell game. But tonight, in one half, we've been treated to what has been an outstanding game. Both teams with big swings and momentum. Lawrence County enjoying a big stretch of it early, and then Giles County with 15 unanswered points makes it 22 all. But not to be denied, Lawrence County with a little over a minute works its way down into field goal position and kicks a 25-yarder, and they lead it by 3 at the break.
Yeah, that was probably their most impressive drive here due to the time management and, the rest you were under, especially after Giles County having a big drive like they had just had. So, again, to see them be able to respond, that was huge for Lawrence County. Now going into this second half, even if Giles comes out and scores, you're still within, one possession ball game there. So, again, it's going to be fun to see the second half, which team can kind of slim down on some of these senseless penalties. I think that's been the difference for both teams. And then, again, being able to kind of control some of these emotions as you go into this second half in the ball game being as close as it is. Also, if you're Giles County, you got to stop turning the football over.
Yes.
We got really, really fortunate on that last drive, the last touchdown that we had here, that a kid just flat out dropped the interception in the end zone. But if that doesn't happen, you're looking at, back-to-back possessions with turnovers, and you can't win high school football games like that, turning the football over. So, if you're Giles County, you got to cut out the penalties, and you got to find a way to take care of the football. And, again, hopefully Xavier Randolph has a second half similar to the Hardin County game here tonight.
It has been a wild first half as Lawrence County, again, takes the lead early on a short run from Pettigrew. They're talented running back. But he pops in from a short distance there, I think 5 yards officially there for Carter Pettigrew. And GCHS kind of back against the wall, but they have a really impressive drive, 13-play drive right at the end of the first quarter. And on the first play of the second quarter, Pearson Collier goes in on the Wildcat 15-yard rush, and that rush ties the game up 7-7. You're thinking, okay, Giles County sitting pretty, fixing to rock and roll. But no. Lawrence County comes marching back, tacking on not one but two scores, including a 49-yard bomb from Logan Clayton to Demetrius Silva. And that made it 22-7. And Giles County was really kind of scrambling for answers. And as Chris alluded to, they had a turnover mixed in there. And you're thinking maybe it's just not going to be Giles County's night. But instead, they come up with a couple of big plays, including two big ones from your wide receivers. We saw Jazion Stevenson making a great grab on a 3rd and 10 to extend the drive that Giles County desperately needed. And then we also saw a huge pitch and catch from Xavier Randolph to Kareem Bryant that set up the second touchdown. So GCHS ties the game at 22, and then the late field goal makes it 25-22. Chris, this has been a wildly entertaining first half. I really don't know what to expect in the second half, but the good news is if you're a Bobcat fan, you at least get the ball to start the third quarter.
Yeah, you're right. You get a chance to see what this Bobcat offense is able to do to start the second half here. And hopefully, again, we're able to take care of the football. You move it down the field. Caleb Oates has played really well tonight. I think our offensive line has played really well. In the run game, I think pass protection, we've struggled some and missed some assignments, but in the run game, they've been pretty consistent, done a pretty decent job here thus far. You just want to build on that and add to that as this game continues here. So don't be surprised if we don't see see a heavy dose of Caleb Oates to come out. Also, don't be shocked if you see a little play action. And a simple ball for Xavier Randolph. Confidence-wise, it's just like being a basketball player. Shooters love to see one go in the hoop. Get one to go in, you feel like the basket continues to get bigger. Randolph needs to continue to see himself making passes and making completions to guys and big plays, and then consequently that'll open this Lawrence County defense up, get some of those guys out of the box. And then, like I said, I feel like when we get hats on hats up front, our offensive linemen do a good job, and Caleb Oates does an even better job of finding holes and making plays. But again, you found yourself here in a dogfight, and I don't think that's what the Bobcats were anticipating coming into this one. I can be honest, that's not at all what I thought we were going to see tonight.
Props to Lawrence County, who has indeed, again, stiffened its upper lip in this one. And by the way, we mentioned that Tim Wilson, our good friend, was tuning in. His niece, Sarah, with that field goal. Tim texts us just now and lets us know that was her first field goal in her high school career. She had only attempted extra points up until that point. So, man, we hate that it comes at Giles County's expense, but that was cool to see her get her first field goal, and it looked great. Again, a 25-yarder from the left side hash. And now, kind of like we saw with Sense last week, now that you know that you can make one of those, at least you have it in your back pocket and you feel kind of comfortable in case it comes down to necessity later in this game or down the road.
You're exactly right. And I think even more so, the timing and the situation, the way it kind of unfolded, it was a pressure-packed situation. You're in a 22-22 ball game, 4 seconds to go in the half. Your team drove the ball down the field. Momentum is on the opposite side here. She trots out there with confidence, goes and makes a big-time play for her team. So you love to see that. And again, kudos to her being able to get the first one in. And now, like you said, Wade, you're this coaching staff. All of a sudden, if I get within, 25, 30 yards, we've got a shot here of putting points on the board because we've got a girl back there that can really put the ball good upright. So, again, just adds another weapon for Lawrence County. These are two teams that come into tonight's ball game, both 1-2. And you can tell by the way they're playing tonight, neither looks or intends to go 1-3 after tonight's over with.
We are going to take a quick timeout. When Chris and I return, we will swing it around. There are some games being played across Middle Tennessee tonight, and a big showdown over in East Tennessee we're going to tell you about. Part of our scoreboard coverage and part of our halftime coverage presented, as always, by our friends at the Bank of Frank Ewing. And also our Main Street Preps Thursday night game of the week simulcast is presented by the fine folks at the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. Chris and I come back right after this. At halftime, it's Lawrence County 25, Giles County 22.
Lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game. You can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
Are you ready to unlock exciting career opportunities right here in Giles County? Look no further. Introducing M&M Staffing, your hometown staffing agency. Meet the faces behind the commitment. Owner John Braden Harper and recruiters Cree Holt and Mercedes Houston. M&M Staffing goes the extra mile supporting local schools, athletes, organizations, and causes that matter to you. Ready to take the next step in your career journey? M&M Staffing. Visit us on Facebook, drop by our office, apply online at mnmstaffing.net, or give us a call. When it comes to your career, think local, think M&M Staffing.
First Realty Group is a proud supporter of the students and faculties at Richland and Giles County High Schools and all Giles County schools. When the time comes to sell your property or buy that dream spot, make sure you seek out one of the real estate professionals at First Realty Group. You can see their listings at www.frg1.com. Call them at 363-2644 or visit them on the east side of the Pulaski Square. Just look for that big rocking chair and find out why First Realty Group is first for a reason.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
We are back here. Halftime coverage rolling right along as it is Lawrence County leading Giles County 25-22. at the break. Chris Bledsoe has gone down to field level to check things out. And so as he goes field level, we have another gentleman, part of our coverage team, who has been field level, who joins us now. He is the one, the only, the enigmatic,
Hey,
and charismatic
careful.
Scott Stewart, publisher
that.
of the Pulaski Citizen. And Scott, how you doing? First of all, you staying dry?
Yeah, it hadn't rained too much. I got the Poncho V on, as our friend Mark Mize said. Me and Mark are both down here. You know, it's hard for me, especially considering that I am also publisher of Lawrence County Advocate. So I'm having to be unbiased tonight, Wade. I've got my blue shirt on, by the way.
I noticed that you're playing it pretty close to the vest. And, you know, that's why we really wanted to talk to you at half, because we didn't want to be accused, especially because we're part of Main Street Preps tonight.
Right.
We didn't want to necessarily, you know, go full homer.
We got to get some Lawrence County.
You've seen a lot of Lawrence County and those teams, especially all three of those teams over there this year. What have you seen? Let's just real quickly go through all three of them that you like up to this point here in week 4.
Summertown is tough. You know, they're just gritty, tough. They've got some good pieces, and I'm going over to the Loretta game. They're playing Loretta tomorrow night. That'll be for the county championship, by the way, because Summertown has defeated Lawrence County, and Loretta has been defeated Lawrence County. So the winner of that game will be able to claim Lawrence County championship status, and that's at Loretto. You know, like I said, Summertown stuff, they got their coach is good. And Lawrence County, I mean, Loretta's good too. Don't get me wrong. Lawrence County beat Loretta, but Loretta lost their starting quarterback in the first half of that game, and it was never really the same. You know, Lawrence County's been a little bit, you talk about enigmatic. They have been a little bit enigmatic. The couple of times that I've seen them, they seem to lose, and I'm probably not saying this right, but they seem to lose interest. Like in the middle of the game, it's like all of a sudden, and it really at Summertown, it was the first part of the game, and they came back and they tried to come back, and if they hadn't turned the ball over 3 times on the go in the red zone, they probably would have won that game. But so they tend to get going a little bit more as the second half goes on, as I told you guys. So you know, who knows what you're going to get out of them when they come. Really, I think that's kind of the read on Lawrence County is you don't really know what you're going to get quarter to quarter, and I'm not being ugly about it. I'm sure all the fans, if any of them are listening to us, they're out there shaking their head up and down saying yes, that's exactly right. You just don't know what you're going to get out of them quarter to quarter, and that's kids, that's high school kids, and Giles County has a little bit of that going on tonight from down there on the field. They are having a hard time being what you expect them to be. I mean, you expect them to have everything wrapped up tight, and they just made some mistakes that they just don't make, you know. So that's what's been interesting. Loretta has got a really good football team. I think they're as good as everybody thought. They got a really good wide receiver at Corbin Reynolds.
Seems like he's electric.
And Mason Tidwell's a good quarterback. And they got a good team. I think if Tidwell had been in the game, just almost like I said, Lawrence County probably could have beat Summertown late. Loretta had Tidwell, they probably could have won that game too. So it's hard to say that, and I don't want to take anything away from anybody. But I know that Loretta's got a good team, but they're fixing to run into a really good defense in Summertown tomorrow night. And then here in this second half, you know, I think it's going to be whichever team buttons up, but kind of like you guys said, whichever buttons up these mistakes. And I'm not surprised by the score. I know Chris said he was, but I'm not surprised that we got a tight game. I also wouldn't be surprised if one of these teams, whichever one buttons it up, ends up running away with it. Now, I don't know which one that'll be, to be real honest with you.
Yeah, it seems like it could go either way. And Scott, real quickly, we'll get you out of here. You and I, this is just a tune-up, because in 2 weeks' time, right here on these same Main Street Media radio airwaves, we will have Lawrence County. It'll be a region game. Lawrence County versus Spring Hill should be a good one in 2 weeks.
Yeah, you know what we try to do with the Main Street Media game is we try to get in our markets. Obviously, this game, and we're doing Thursday nights, and when they moved this to Thursday night, it was perfect because we were going to do Richland Fairview on Friday.
Right.
And those two are in our markets. So now we were looking around. We really didn't intend to do Lawrence County twice, but because everything changed up the way it did, we're going to have Lawrence County twice in 3 weeks. And that's all right. That's fine because we get to go over there and watch them in Spring Hill tie up and get another look at Lawrence County again in a couple of weeks. So we're looking forward to that and broadcast it from over there too. So
We get a look at them tonight, and then next week or 2 weeks, we really get our magnifying glass out and really see what maybe they've improved on.
We could even be a little homer over there. You know, we can't be a homer tonight. We got to. I know you can because you're the Bobcat broadcast guy. But I'm going to say go Cats is what I'm going to say.
I see what you did there.
And leave it at that.
I appreciate that. I promised you guys a couple of quick scores as we are set to kick it off here in just a moment. Alcoa. The big game tonight, Alcoa kind of took the suspense out of it. They defeat Greenville in a East Tennessee slobber knocker, 31-13. Walker Valley defeats Bradley Central, 28-7. Games of teams we might see later this year. Chattanooga Central defeats Tyner Academy, or is about to defeat Tyner Academy. And Forest on top of Cannon County, 14-12. And that will pause our scoreboard for a moment as we are officially underway. This will be returnable for Giles County. And Pearson Collier, good little return.
Yep.
Ran into a pile at around the 36.
I haven't seen
Pearson brought down.
I really haven't seen Pearson play a lot since he was in 8th grade. I mean, I know he's been coming up. I hadn't gotten to see a lot of Giles County games. I haven't seen any this year until this one. And I haven't seen him in this role because, you know, the last couple of years have been X and Kamari, and I hadn't seen a whole lot of. He's looking really good out there. Let's put it that way. Here's the man. How's everything going down there?
Chris Bledsoe has returned from field level, and Giles County again trails by 3, 25-22, and on 1st and 10, they go right back to the jackhammer. Caleb Oates out across the 40, brought down at the 44. Chris is back and he's ready to rock. How was it down there? You survived.
I did survive. There's a lot going on down there, partner. It's a lot of great people and even better food down there. That's what took me so long, Scott Stewart. There's a lot of good food down there. Booster Club doing a great job down there.
You got to shake a lot of hands and you got to eat a lot of food when you go downstairs at the Brickyard. 1st and 10 after a big run right there for Oates, who, again, coming into this game, 62 carries, 355 yards, and 6 touchdowns. But more importantly, right there, he picks up a Winterburn and Associates Bobcat first down.
Good tote that time by Caleb Oates. Did a good job of just getting behind his blockers. Bryce Rivers doing a better job on that particular play of kicking his guy out and sealing, allowing Oates to get around that edge.
Working here and tossing in the flat. There goes Jekiah Inglet. And that is a good pitch and catch. Very close. Yes, that is another Winterburn and Associates first down. Toss in the flat to Inglet. Right in front of the Bobcat bench. Some fans maybe wanting a late hit, but he was still technically in bounds. Either way, he has the first for GCHS.
Gave him a little bit of a love tap there as he goes out of bounds. Good catch that time. And we talked about it in halftime. That's a quick, easy throw, a confidence throw that time for Randolph. Saw this play earlier.
Fake pass, the opposite of play action. I'm trying to think what
a draw.
Yeah, I was trying to come up with something real clever there, but a draw is exactly what it is. And they give a draw to Kareem Bryant. And Randolph really tried to fool by pretending to pass there. Bryant picks up a couple, 2nd and 5, and quickly back in the pistol.
Good play on first down.
25-22. Lawrence County leads after a late drive that led to a field goal. And a give now to Oates. That's about the 3rd time tonight in roughly 18 carries for Oates that he has not really had much to work with. Left side of the line just kind of collapsed there, and Oates, no gain at best.
And again, that's some of the inconsistency that we've seen from this offensive line up front. There have been plays where, again, they look like world beaters out there. And then there have been plays where you wonder, what's going on. I mean, that's what happens when you have young Bobcats, on that offensive line.
3rd and 4, Giles County trailing by 3, driving toward the north end zone. And zone read. Oh, hold on to that ball, Petey. Randolph made the right read, but then out of nowhere, a linebacker for the Wildcats flattens Xavier Randolph. And at least right now, that means that Randolph is seated well short of the line of scrimmage. So GCHS, 4th and 4. Remember, this is eerily similar to the first half. Giles County turned it over on 4 downs, their opening drive. But on their second drive, they went 3 for 3 on 4th down. See what they can come up with here. They roll Randolph to the left. Pocket breaks down. He fires a beautiful ball downfield. Oh, my. Just over the head and incomplete for Kareem Bryant. Randolph breaking down to his left under heavy pressure. He made the best throw, maybe spiral-wise, of the entire night. He just overshot Bryant right there.
Yeah, just out of the outstretched arms to Kareem Bryant. If you're Bryant, you just got to continue to run that route. You got to run it at full speed. I think Bryant kind of gave up a little on the route, thinking that Randolph was in danger back there, which he was. That pass was made under heavy duress, but he did a good job of getting it out there to Bryant, and it was just a little too far for Bryant to get to it. Not at top speed there. Big time stop if you're Lawrence County, especially if you just put points on the board on that previous drive that you had.
Man, great throw from Randolph, but yeah, incomplete, turnover on downs. On the ground here. Several players in on this would-be tackle. Carter Pettigrew just ran into a pile as GCHS Mazak, Inglet, Davis, Newsom, Bedford, all of them combining on the stop there.
You talked about Tayden Russell earlier. He's a 5'11", 270-pound junior who was listed at running back, tight end, and defensive lineman. He pulled on that play, and Braylon Davis did a great job of just standing him up. Brings up 2nd and 8 here. Oh, bobble snap.
Fortunate to hang on to it. Fortunate to get some forward momentum there. Lawrence County pushing it out to around the 40. It'll be about 4 yards shy of the line, the first down marker here. 8 minutes to go. We're in the third quarter. Wildcats lead Giles County 25-22. Quickly into the shotgun. And now looking toward the sideline for the play call here.
Look at them potentially going to 2 over here. Again, trying to continue picking on Newsom.
Let's see, can the Cats get a stop? Thinking about pressure here. They do bring pressure off the backside and the wrong side. Lawrence County should have enough for the first. And they do. That is that's the second time tonight that I can recall a great decision from Clayton. They freeze the Bobcats with the zone read, and Clayton scoots to safety for the first.
Good decision that time by Clayton, just trusting himself, trusting his legs. He goes and makes a big-time play for Lawrence County, picking up a first down here.
And give to the left here.
Not a whole lot doing.
Yeah, not much going on. Good little stop for GCHS. Can Giles County, who's now turned it over 3 times tonight, twice on downs and once via the interception, had another interception in the end zone nearly that was ruled incomplete. Here's Pettigrew. Oh, number 5 for Lawrence County. If you let him get into space, he can burn you, and he nearly was off to the races there. Took him a little bit of kind of revving up the truck right there, but Pettigrew, once he hit the gas, he was loose. He picked up about 12 yards for the first.
Kind of reminds you of Caleb Bowles. Once he gets going downhill, he's like a milk truck trying to stop.
Ooh, baby.
Lawrence County standing in this shotgun here.
Lawrence County has played very well. Reminder, they lost week 1 to Summertown, lost last week to Lincoln County, beat Loretto, but they are a well-coached team. There's a good stretch play here, brought down by Aiden Jones. You mentioned Jones earlier. He's doing what the Bobcats need no matter where he is, where his number is called on the field.
Well, you know, we said it in that opening ball game. It was great to see him have the game that he had, but you never want to see your safety be your leading tackler. You know, that many guys, that's not a good sign. And, again, things have kind of improved each week.
They call Clayton's number. Giles County, man, Collier has insane closing speed. And Pearson Collier, who misread the play initially, single-handedly chases down the quarterback Clayton. And on that QB keeper that he burned Giles County on earlier for the first, he is brought down for minimal gain at best there.
Yeah, Lawrence County sideline wanted a horse collar play there. I guess what they don't know is Pearson Collier isn't even tall enough to reach the top of the shoulder pads of Clayton to even tackle him that way.
Third down. Lawrence County hot to the tight end.
He dropped it.
Is that a fumble?
Collier.
Incomplete. Nah, incomplete. Thought they might potentially say that Jack Marston caught that and fumbled it, but yeah. A little pump and go right there, and GCHS burned slightly, but they get away with the incomplete pass.
Jot that down as one of your potential defensive players of the ball game there. Pearson Collier with a huge tackle there to cause an incompletion. Now it forces fourth down here for Lawrence County. They may end up burning one here and taking a timeout, or Clayton's going to do a
Quick kick, maybe?
potentially here.
We saw Willoughby with a nice little quick kick last week for Fayetteville. Chris, you're a man. You know, I hate when you're always right. And luckily, that thing rolls into the end zone. Chris Bledsoe, for the second week in a row, has said, watch for the quick kick, only to immediately see the team deploy the quick kick and punting it rugby style from around the 50. Clayton drops it at the 10, and it just got in the end zone by about 2 rotations there. Otherwise, GC would have been in real danger.
Yeah, and again, good kick that time by Clayton. Good job of the Bobcat defense was just getting out of the way. You don't want anything senseless happening and somebody touching it by mistake. You're able to get off the field there unscathed. And now both defenses have had a chance to, flex their muscles here in this third quarter. Both step up to the challenge. Now let's see what this Bobcat offense can do here.
Back to Oates. Giles County trailing in this game 25-22. You're listening to Pulaski Citizen Live and the Main Street Preps Thursday Night Football Game of the Week simulcast this evening, courtesy of our friends at the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, who remind you that fans don't let fans drive drunk. He's Chris Bledsoe. I'm Wade Neely. Scott Stewart and Mark Mize are here as well tonight. And we have a penalty. It was 2nd and 7 after a give to Oates. And that's against Lawrence County. This has ended up being a great football game. It's raining a little bit throughout the course of the night, but the real heavy moments of rain have come when the teams are off the field. Pre-game, it was raining buckets. Halftime, it was raining sideways. And it is coming down, but it's not as much as you would think, as the teams in Giles County go throw in the rain, and that pass is caught by Bryant. There he goes. Wind him up and watch him take off. Kareem foot race. Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a 72-yard touchdown. Toss in the flat. Just crank and crank and crank. And I mean, shot out of a cannon down the left side. Kareem Bryant tiptoeing the sideline to start and then hitting the gas to finish. Touchdown, Giles County. Brought to you by our friends at Tennessee Crossroads Realty.
Kareem Bryant with a big-time play there. Good ball from Randolph. Gets it over to Bryant. Bryant does a good job of making one man miss at the line of scrimmage. And ladies and gentlemen, it was bye-bye birdie. Kareem Bryant to the end zone. What a play by 2 that time. And the Bobcats have a lead here. 29-25 as that extra point's up and good. We're going to take a very quick timeout, and we'll bring it back here. You listen to the very best of Bobcat football on PCL.
Opportunities right here in Giles County. Look no further. Introducing M&M Staffing, your hometown staffing agency. Meet the faces behind the commitment. Owner John Braden Harper and recruiters Cree Holt and Mercedes Houston. M&M Staffing goes the extra mile supporting local schools, athletes, organizations, and causes that matter to you. Ready to take the next step in your career journey? M&M Staffing. Visit us on Facebook, drop by our office, apply online at mnmstaffing.net, or give us a call. When it comes to your career, think local, think M&M Staffing.
First Realty Group is a proud supporter of the students and faculties at Richland and Giles County High Schools and all Giles County schools. When the time comes to sell your property or buy that dream spot, make sure you seek out one of the real estate professionals at First Realty Group. You can see their listings at www.frg1.com. Call them at 363-2644 or visit them on the east side of the Pulaski Square. Just look for that big rocking chair and find out why First Realty Group is first for a reason.
We're back. 29-25 here on Pulaski Citizen Live. Christian Sins just boots one deep into the end zone. Giles County has its first lead of the night after a Tennessee Crossroads Realty touchdown. Kareem Bryant, 78 yards. The pass dumped in the flat. And Chris, you were just pointing out a conversation on the sideline between Bryant and Don Thomas down there.
Well, we talked about it a little bit, and I feel like I sound like a broken record sometimes, but a lot of that east and west running doesn't really equate to a big gain unless you have that type of speed or, quickness. Kareem Bryant necessarily is a fast kid. Did a good job that time. Again, just getting north and south, man. It made it a foot race, and a foot race that I feel like Kareem Bryant's going to win 9 times out of 10 whenever you just match that speed, against the other guys on the field. Did a good job that time of just, again, taking what he had, made one guy miss. Also, kudos to Ja'Kai England. He was the lone blocker out there on that screen. Got a block on one guy. Kareem made the other guy miss, and it was all she wrote. The band was playing, and Kareem Bryant was in the end zone.
Bryant, second touchdown in as many weeks, and now here comes Lawrence. Oh, my. On a deep slant, nearly caught by Demetrius Silva, and if he hauls that in, he's probably still running.
And Demetrius Silva is also, folks, the same gentleman that was in the end zone that dropped the interception. I thought it was one, but it was actually two that was playing cornerback there. He's not having a good night with his hands here tonight, and that kind of plays on the kid's psyche. Interesting switch. Tanner Holly now has Cooper White following Gage Smith wherever he goes across the field to kind of limit what he's been able to do here. Cooper White's done a good job thus far.
GCHS.
And right on cue.
Goodness gracious.
Cooper White
was getting ready to go belly to back suplex right there. But the officials blew the play dead, and he wisely released the grip. Giles County has got Lawrence County backed up. It's 4th and 1 here. And this game is kind of turned. Again, GCHS leading 29-25. First lead of the night for the Bobcats.
Wait, this could be your ball game here. I know we're still in the third quarter, but this could be huge here for either team if you're able to get a stop, or if you're Lawrence County, you're able to pick this up. Because if you get a stop, if you're Giles County, you're in great field position to put points on the board and go up 2 possessions here. I think they're going to punt it. They're going free. He snapped it.
They snap it. There are bodies everywhere. There are flags everywhere. And, false start or illegal formation will be the call.
I don't know if the center snapped it by mistake, but the coach is running to the sideline. He's right there with the official. He's pleading for the timeout. As he's calling for the timeout, the play clock also goes to 0. Then the official comes out. He calls a false start. So I'm not sure what at all happened on that particular play. But Lawrence County didn't have the gall, the guts, or the chitlins to go for it there in Bobcat territory. They're going to punt it here.
Unusual turn of events there. And after all of that, Lawrence County will punt it away. Back-to-back punts here. This of the more traditional variety. And Giles County will back away. And the offense will take over at the 34-yard line. Its own 34. 152 remaining alongside Chris Bledsoe. Wade Neely saying hello. You are listening to Pulaski Citizen Live and Main Street Preps Thursday night football game of the week coverage presented by our friends at the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. Our pregame show is brought to you by STRHS of Pulaski. First downs tonight, courtesy of Winterburn and Associates Insurance. Our touchdowns, for the Bobcats at least, are brought to you by Tennessee Crossroads Realty. And still to come, offensive and defensive player of the game, sponsored by Haney Realty and Property Management and Pulaski Natural Gas. Up by 4, Giles County. A couple of young men in the backfield, including Oates, who's right back to work. Quick shot of water on the sideline, grabs his lunch pail, and he's right back out there. And he picks up 7 yards. Man, if GCHS can go on a long drive like they did on their first touchdown, like a 15-play drive, I mean, a touchdown here after a long effort like that could end this ball game.
Yeah, you're exactly right. This could be huge here. if this is Bobcat offense.
On the other end, man, what a good tackle. That hole was there on the right side, but Lawrence County, that was Marston, the defensive end. Jack Marston, the senior, with a vicious hit there, and he dropped Oates immediately.
Like a bad habit.
So 3rd and 2 now. 3rd and 3 officially, they mark it. And kind of like we just saw with Lawrence County, there was a weird snap right there. And this time there are no flags, but the snap counts. And Giles County.
Now you're going to have to punt it.
Yeah, you're going to have to punt this away, man. Visions of a long drive go by the wayside, as I'm not sure what happened on that 3rd down, but kind of a miscommunication on the snap there. Fortunately for GCHS, there was no turnover. They will punt it away here. Final play or two of the 3rd. Lawrence County brings a little pressure. Man, Sentz gets a great kick away. This takes a brilliant Giles County roll, and Jones will down it for GCHS with 12 seconds to play left in the 3rd quarter. Unusual. Lawrence County has a weird center exchange. Giles County has a weird center exchange. Both lead to punts, and so Lawrence County takes back over. Late in this 3rd quarter, GCHS ahead 29-25.
This has been I kind of fault you and Coach Khadijon Townsend for this right here. But both of you mentioned this game had the propensity to be interesting here. And I think both of you hit the nail right on the head. But it's been all that and more.
Lawrence County will give to Pettigrew. Kind of a buck sweep there, and that could end the quarter, and I believe it will. Lawrence County has come into the Brickyard and gone toe-to-toe with the Bobcats. This is going to be a fantastic finish here tonight. GCHS leads 29-25. It has been all that and then some. The 2024 Cowbell game hangs in the balance as we head to the 4th quarter here on PCL. Chris and I return after this. In addition to PCL, you are listening to tonight's game on Main Street Media Radio. We are presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, and we are back right after this.
Arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game. You can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
Being a community bank means being an active part of the community. And we at the Bank of Frank Ewing know that our local schools are the heartbeat of our community. Whether it's cheering from the sidelines, participating in school events, or supporting schools through our Spirit debit card program, the Bank of Frank Ewing is dedicated to the communities we serve and all of our local schools. We wish all of our local teams the best this season. Remember, if you're looking for a community-minded bank, call the Bank of Frank Ewing, 931-424-3008. We're member FDIC.
Back with you guys here on Pulaski Citizen Live, alongside Chris Bledsoe. Scott Stewart is here, as well as Mark Mize. I'm Wade Neely saying hello. We're also broadcast tonight on Main Street Media Radio. MainStreetMediaRadio.com is where you can find that broadcast. It's the same broadcast tonight, but in future weeks, next week we will have BGA at CPA. 2 weeks we will have Spring Hill at Lawrence County, so make sure you check those out. Right now, it is 29-25, early stages of the 4th quarter. Giles County leading this game versus rival Lawrence County. Oh, my, and a big hit. Giles County with a good stop there on the defensive side of the ball. First man on the scene was Ja'Kiah Inglet, and he stood up the ball carrier, which allowed Bryce Rivers, the sophomore, to make a big hit there. Rivers making a little bit of an impact there defensively, Chris Bledsoe.
Yeah, doing a good job of basically getting downhill at that defensive tackle spot. You want to be able to stand your guy up and then read where the play is coming and then be able to do a good job of getting there. He did it on that particular play.
Real quickly, just rewinding. Lawrence County led 7-0. GCHS tied it at 7-all. And then from there, Lawrence County rattles off 15 unanswered, only for Giles County to come back and tie it at 22. But Lawrence County kicks a field goal, makes it 25-22 at halftime.
Nothing.
And then has that, big play there, stuffed. On second down, is going to lead to third down. The second half has been kind of back and forth. Giles County has the only points of the second half on a big 78-yard pitch and catch from Randolph to Bryant. And now it's 3rd and 10. Teams have traded a couple of punts here. This is a big play for GCHS defensively. 4-man rush, pocket breaking down. There's got to be holding, right? And the pass is eventually completed. And Kareem Bryant makes a good tackle on the receiver, Smith. That was a wild sequence. 2 different defensive linemen for Giles County were just tackled to the ground simultaneously. And the referee had the flag holding it in his hand for about 3 to 4 seconds before he finally safely launched it.
I couldn't exactly, because we're up kind of highway, so I don't know for sure, but from here, it looked like he was saying any, mini, miny, mo.
I mean, it felt like it, right?
Catch a wildcat by his toe, and then he finally picked one he was going to throw the flag on, and it makes it happen there. Brings up 3rd and 20 here for Lawrence County.
LCHS has not found much success offensively in the second half. Giles County versus one of its fiercest and certainly its longest standing rival. Pocket is going to break down. Clayton rolling to his left, running out of room. My goodness! Oh, my word! Hopefully everybody's okay, and I'm being dead serious. There were as many as 4 or 5 innocent bystanders there that were absolutely tattooed. Part of the Giles County film equipment went flying. Our good friend and beloved Jamie Bedingfield, yearbook coordinator for Giles County, she had her back to the play. She's up. She's okay. She says, I'm good. The Bobcats.
Tate Bedford.
I was getting ready to ask, amidst all the chaos, I lost. Who made the tackle? It was Bedford, undoubtedly.
Tate Bedford absolutely tattooed Clayton on that play. Oates was in pursuit, held him long enough for Bedford to get there, and he absolutely lowered. He hit him so hard, he tackled 4 of his teammates and one of his educators. What a lick that time by Tate Bedford.
I'm glad you have restored and made a proper call of that, because I was so caught off guard by the violent collision for everybody else that there was a famous call that you specifically in this game made last year. I'm looking at the greased hog himself. Kamari Turner is in the building. And luckily you salvaged that one, because we're going to have to go back and splice that clip later. Because, man, Bedford went – I'm honestly surprised there was not a flag, because Bedford kind of left his feet. And it was close. He was in bounds, but it was close. A lesser official would have probably caved and made that call there as a late hit. But we play on, and, man, Bedford like a man possessed.
Also one of our nominees for Defensive Player of the Game that time. And Bedford was actually an outside linebacker on the opposite side of the field. He did a good job of tracking Clayton all the way, so his momentum